Hi guys, welcome back. So in 2021 we've seen some new law trials. Should we adopt these laws? Should we maybe alter them and try them a bit more? Or should we abolish them completely? I want to know your vote, and in the link in the description below, copy and paste that in. You can register your views on the laws I'm going to cover, the first law being the 50-22. Now, just a bit of background just to remind ourselves, 50-22 is if the team in possession kicks the ball from inside their own half indirectly, i.e. bouncing into the opponent's 22 in touch, they will throw in the resultant line out, so you get a big turnaround. So instead of giving the line out to the opposition, you get that line out. The ball can't be passed back into your own half. The original phase must be in your own half, but if you kick it out, it bounces out in the 22, you get the ball. Now, the intention is to encourage the defensive team to put more players in the backfield, create more opportunities in attack, and reduce the defensive line speed according to World Rugby. So, what's my take on this? Well, I think I'm probably going to go for abolish it and scrap this one. It's good intentions, and it has created some exciting situations, and a well-constructed 50-22 is pretty cool, but it does seem a little overpowered for me. I think that's the main thing. And I've seen forwards just kind of randomly hack the ball on low, it's bounced messily through, and maybe a fortuitous bounce, it's gone into touch, and hey presto, you've got an attacking line out in a great position to score, and I don't think you've really earned it. So yes, I've seen some lucky 50-22s and some good ones, but I think the main thing is I'm not sure I've noticed a big change in the defensive line speed. In fact, I definitely haven't noticed a change. The line speed is amazing. Are there less players in the defensive line? Well, I think occasionally, yes, there are, but I'm not sure it's really created a big difference in the attacking mentality. And it's also just another layer of complexity that I'm not sure is worth the effort. So, it was good having a go at it, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure it's worth it. And maybe it actually does backfire a bit sometimes, encouraging teams to kick more than actually running. So, I would probably scrap it, abolish it. Now, if I was to keep it, I think I would alter it, and I think I'd make it a little bit harder to earn. I'd take it back 10 metres to the 10-metre line off kick-off, so it's a 60-22, and I think that's a bit more of a skillful kick that you'll only see the best kickers actually making. Anyway, guys, copy and paste that link below and register your vote for the 50-22. So let's move on to Law Trial 2, the goal line dropout. So the background again. If the ball's held up in goal, or if there's a knock-on from an attacking player in goal, or an attacking kick is grounded by the defenders in their in-goal area, then it's a goal line dropout instead. And the intention is to encourage more variety in attack close to the line and increase the ball in play time by replacing a scrum with a kick that you've got to take straight away and encourage the counter-attack. Now, my take on this one is probably to keep it going, but to alter it. I mean, I really like the idea of rewarding a defensive team for heroic defence, holding up a try, whereas in the past, really, the best you could hope for is hopefully a penalty if you're lucky, or if the opportunity presents itself, or, you get a 5-metre scrum to the opposition and you're still under the pump. So I like rewarding the defensive team for the skill of holding up the try. Is it getting away from the bit of just the pick and goes near the line? I'm not so sure. I think teams need to adapt a bit. I've seen some examples in the autumn of teams who probably shouldn't have driven over the line, who actually need to be coached to hold back when it looks like they're going to be held up. And indeed, I think we'll get defensive sides now, if they get a good soak-up tackle in close to the line, they may actually choose to go backwards and pull someone over the line for that goal line dropout. But yeah, I would alter it. I think maybe, again, it can put you under the pump a bit too much. If you go for a short kick, it's very dangerous still. If you go for a long kick, we've seen it can give a free shot at a drop goal. So, I mean, you could keep it as is. I wouldn't be devastated, but I probably would just take it out a little bit, maybe drop out from the 5-metre line or even the 22, or give a scrum to the defending team on the 22, maybe in line with where it was held up. So I might alter it a little bit, but in essence, I would like to keep this one around because I think it is actually worth doing, rewarding that defensive team for their efforts. So on to the last law trial. That's the 20-minute red card we saw in the Rugby Championship, not most recently. Bit controversial. Now, I think I would keep this going, but alter it. I wouldn't keep it as is, and I wouldn't scrap it completely. Worth trying a bit more, because red cards still can kill games. But of course, you do need serious sanctions to reduce dangerous play, so they know there's a bit of a balance there. But I do see a few too many red cards now for things like I'd call a rugby incident, where yes, it's dangerous, but it's a bit unlucky. There is no intent there. Now, I know intention doesn't come into it at the moment, but what I'd do is probably actually bring back intent. So if there clearly was no intent, a rugby incident if you want, but it was dangerous, that's when I think I'd have the 20-minute sanction where you can't come back on for 20 minutes. And a great example of that is the Geordie Barrett one, where he gets a red card, he goes up for a high ball, gets his balance wrong, tips over backwards, his leg comes up and makes contact with the opponent's face. It's dangerous, but I think watching it back, it definitely wasn't intended. Very unlucky. Is that really necessary of a red card? Well, I think 20 minutes is probably worth it to show, yeah, that is dangerous, watch out, but he didn't mean to at all. But if there is some intent there and it's dangerous, for example, the old swinging forearm to the face or deliberately going in with the shoulder, that sort of thing, where it's a choice of the player, whether they deliberately try and hurt someone, well, we can't prove that, but it's pretty clear when the intent is not to wrap, or to put the foot up in the air or something like that. So I think I would put that one as a red card, say like a deliberate dump tackle where you don't let them down gently, where you do deliberately take the legs above the horizontal. So I think a bit of a three-way there, where you have the 10-minute yellow card, a 20-minute orange card, and then the straight red. I think that would be worth a go. Anyway, guys, love to know your thoughts on those three. Copy and paste the link below, put your votes in, and I'll come back with the results later, and I'll catch you next time.